Two people, same age, same salary, $65,000 a year. Both made New Year's resolutions in January 2025. Person A said, I want to be rich this year. Person B said, I will eliminate 9 specific habits this year. By December 2025, Person A was still broke, making the same wishes for 2026. Person B had $50,000 in investments and zero debt. What was the difference? Person B knew something that Person A didn't. Wealth isn't built by what you add to your life, it's built by what you remove. I watched this happen throughout 2025. I saw people struggle with the same financial problems year after year, and when I looked closely, it was always the same 9 habits showing up in their lives. And today I'm going to show you the exact 9 habits that destroyed wealth in 2025. Habits that are keeping you poor right now, and how eliminating them in 2026. Starting today will completely transform your financial future. This is your year. 2026 is the year you break free, but only if you're willing to let go of what's holding you back. Let me tell you something about New Year's resolutions. 92% of them fail by February. Why? Because people focus on adding things to their lives instead of removing the problems. They say, in 2026, I'll start saving money. But they never stop spending it wastefully. They say in 2026, I'll invest more. But they never eliminate the debt that's eating their income. They say in 2026, I'll get rich. But they keep doing the exact same habits that kept them poor in 2025. When I started Amazon in 1994, I didn't focus on what I needed to add. I focused on what I needed to eliminate. Expensive office space? Eliminated. Fancy furniture? Eliminated. Unnecessary expenses? Eliminated. That's how I built a $190 billion fortune. Not by adding more, but by removing waste. And that's exactly what you need to do in 2026. I'm going to show you 9 habits that drained bank accounts throughout 2025. If you eliminate these 9 habits in the next 12 months, I guarantee your financial life will look completely different by December 31st, 2026. Let's begin. Throughout 2025, I watched people destroy their finances one bad day at a time. Bad day at work, $150. Online shopping, fight with spouse, $80. Comfort food delivery, stressful week, $300. Retail therapy at the mall. Americans spent an average of $18,000 on emotional purchases in 2025. That's not counting necessities. That's pure emotional spending. Here's what happens. You feel bad, you buy something, you feel good for 10 minutes. Then you feel worse because now you're broke and you still have the original problem. I learned this lesson early. In Amazon's tough years, there were days I wanted to quit. Days I wanted to buy something expensive just to feel like I was winning. But I knew that temporary emotional relief would cost me long-term financial freedom. So here's what you do in 2026. Create a 48-hour rule. When you want to buy something because you're emotional, Mises, angry, sad, stressed, bored, write 48 hours. Write down what you want to buy and why. 48 hours later, 87% of the time, you won't want it anymore. And the 13% you still want, that's probably worth buying. If people had followed this rule in 2025, they would have saved an average of $15,000. That's $15,000 that could be invested, earning compound interest for the next 30 years. $15,000 invested at 10% annual return for 30 years equals $262,000. You traded emotional relief for $250,000 in retirement. Stop it. In 2026, eliminate emotional spending completely. 2025 was the year of Instagram envy. The year of they bought it, so I need it too. Your friend posts a picture from Bali, you book a trip you can't afford. Your colleague gets a new iPhone, you upgrade even though yours works fine. Your neighbor buys a new car, suddenly your car feels old. Social media made people spend $21,000 more per year in 2025 than they would have without it. $21,000 on things they didn't need. Trying to impress people they don't even like. Let me tell you something, I'm worth $190 billion. I still drive a modest SUV. I still wear the same blue shirt. I still shop at regular stores. Why? Because I learned early that the people who actually have wealth don't show it off. The people who show it off usually don't have it. They're in debt trying to look rich. In 2025, people bought luxury items on credit cards at 24% interest, just to post a picture. That's insanity. Here's your 2026 rule. If you're buying something to post it on social media, you don't buy it, period. Real wealth is invisible. Real wealth is in your investment account, not on your Instagram feed. Delete social media apps from your phone for just 30 days in January 2026. Track your spending. You'll save $1,500, $2,000 in the first month alone, just by not being triggered by other people's fake lives. $1,750 per month, x 12 months equals $21,000. Saved in 2026. Invested at 10% for 20 years, equals $147,000. You traded Instagram likes for $147,000. Stop it now. This was the silent killer in 2025. Nobody noticed it because it was just $10 a month. But here's what I found when I analyzed average American spending in 2025. Streaming services, they don't watch $45/month gym memberships. They don't use $60/month app subscriptions. They forgot about $30/month. Premium features they never needed, $25/month. Total $160/month. Equal sign $1,920 a year. And that's conservative. Many people were spending $250, $300/month on subscriptions. The psychology is clever. Companies make it only $9.99 month because that sounds small, but $9.99 month is $120/year. For 10 years at 10% return, that's $2,062. You paid $120/year for Netflix. I made $2,062 by investing that money instead. Here's your 2026 action plan. January 1st, open your bank statement. Highlight every recurring charge. Cancel anything you didn't use at least 3 times in December 2025. Keep only one My Knees 2 subscriptions you actually use daily. One person I know did this and found $287/month in subscriptions they weren't using. That's $3,444 a year. If you invest $287/month for 10 years at 10% return, $59,000. $60,000 was sitting in forgotten subscriptions. And you didn't even know it. Eliminate this habit in January 2026. Today, in 2025, Americans spent $115 billion on lottery tickets, $115 billion on astronomical odds. The average person spending $150/month hoping to get rich. Here's the math. Odds of winning Powerball equals 1 in 292 million. You have better odds of being struck by lightning twice in the same year. But people keep playing because they saw one story of someone winning. They ignore the 292 million people who lost. I built Amazon on math, not luck. Numbers don't lie. And the numbers say the lottery is a tax on people who don't understand probability. $150/month on lottery tickets equals $1,800 a year. Invested at 10% for 30 years equals $314,000. You traded a 1 in 292 million chance for a guaranteed $314,000. That's not smart. But here's what's worse. But it's not just lottery tickets. It's sports betting apps. It's crypto gambling. It's day trading with money you can't afford to lose. In 2025, people lost an average of $4,200 on gambling apps because they were just having fun. Your 2026 rule: if it requires luck, you don't do it. Wealth is built on certainty, consistent saving, boring index funds, compound interest over decades. Delete every gambling app from your phone. Stop buying lottery tickets. Take that money and invest it in the S&P 500. Boring? Yes. Guaranteed to make you wealthy? Also yes. 2025 was the year of I'll just pay for convenience. Forgot to meal prep? $18 DoorDash. Ran out of groceries? $75 at 7-Eleven instead of $40 at the grocery store. Forgot to book a flight early. $850 instead of $320. Last minute, everything became a lifestyle, and it cost people $8,400 per year on average. Let me tell you something about Amazon. We plan everything 6-12 months in advance. Why? Because planning saves millions. Last-minute decisions cost millions. The same principle applies to your personal life. Planning ahead equals cheaper prices, better options, less stress. Last-minute equals expensive, limited choices, high stress. Here's what happened to people in 2025. Last-minute Christmas shopping paid 40% more. Booking vacation 2 weeks before paid double. Grocery shopping daily instead of weekly paid 60% more on food. Your 2026 system: meal prep on Sundays for the entire week. Buy groceries once a week with a list. Book flights and hotels 2 nights 3 months ahead. Buy gifts throughout the year, not in December. If you implement just this one habit in 2026, you'll save $700/month equals $8 year. Invested at 10% for 20 years equals $58,000. You traded planning for $58,000. In 2026, plan ahead. This was the wealth destroyer I saw most in 2025. Here's the problem: all these items lose value the moment you own them. They're worth 50% less in 2 years, but you're paying 100% plus interest. In 2025, the average American paid $320/month financing depreciating assets. That's $3,840 a year. But the real cost, interest. Average interest on these plans, 18 to 24%, $3,840. At 20% interest over 2 years equals you paid $5,200 for items now worth $1,900. You lost $3,300 in 2 years. Meanwhile, if you had saved $320/month for 6 months first, you'd have $1,920 cash. Buy a $1,900 TV with cash. Done. No interest. No debt. My rule when building Amazon: never finance anything that doesn't make money. I financed warehouse space because it generated revenue. I never financed furniture. Your 2026 rule: if it doesn't produce income, you don't finance it. Period. Save first. Buy cash. Own it immediately. No debt. No interest. In 2025, I asked 50 people, how much did you spend last month? 48 of them guessed. Only 2 knew the actual number. That's the problem. You can't fix what you don't measure. Throughout 2025, people thought they spent $3,000 a month. Reality? They spent $4,800 a month. That's $1,800 a month disappearing, and they had no idea where it went. At Amazon, I know every dollar being spent, where it's going, and what return it's producing. Not because I'm obsessive, because you can't optimize what you don't track. Your 2026 system: download a spending tracker app, Mint, YNAB, or even Excel. Connect your bank accounts. Review it every Sunday for 5 minutes. Identify the top 3 categories where money is leaking. Cut 1 category per month. People who started tracking in January 2025 found $12,000, $18,000 in waste by December 2025. Just by knowing where money went, they saved $1,000, $1,500 a month. You traded 5 minutes per week for $500,000. Start tracking. January 2025 was expensive socially. Every week, Friday night drinks, $60 Saturday dinner with friends, $85 Sunday brunch, $45 birthday parties, weddings, events, $200/month, total $990/month on social obligations. That's $11,880 a year trying to maintain friendships that may not even be genuine. Here's what I learned building Amazon. Your time and money are your most valuable assets. Protect them ruthlessly. That doesn't mean become a hermit. It means be selective. In 2025, people said yes to everything because they were afraid of missing out, FOMO, or afraid of being judged. But here's reality. The people who judge you for not spending money you don't have are not your real friends. Real friends understand: I'm saving for my future. Let's do something free. Minor park, hike, coffee at home. Fake friends demand you spend money to prove you care. Your 2026 rule. Say yes to one paid social event per month. Suggest free alternatives for everything else. If someone gets offended, they were never really your friend. This was the deadliest habit in 2025. People said, I'll start investing when I make $80,000, currently making $65,000. I'll start saving when I pay off debt. Never pays off debt. I'll start when I have extra money. Never has extra money. The truth? You'll never have extra money. There will always be another expense, another emergency, another reason to delay. I started Amazon with $150,000. Was that enough? No. Did I wait until I had $1 million? No. I started with what I had. Throughout 2025, people who said, I'll start when, ended the year in the exact same financial position they started. Meanwhile, people who started with just $25/month, yes, $25/month, ended 2025 with $310 invested plus growth. It quotes, not the amount, it's the habit. Someone who started with $25/month in 1995 has $56,000 today. Someone who waited for extra money has $0. Your 2026 action means, and I mean today, not Monday, not after I get paid. Open a Vanguard or Fidelity account, takes 10 minutes, set up automatic transfer of $25, $50, or $100 every paycheck. Invest in a total stock market index fund, VTSAX, FSKA, never touch it, that's it. You're now building wealth. Not when you have more money, right now. People waste $25 on food delivery without thinking. But investing $25, I don't have enough money. That mindset kept you poor in 2025. In 2026, you start with what you have today. Let me bring this together. Person A went through 2025 saying, I want to be rich. They ended the year broke. Person B eliminated these 9 habits in 2025. 2025 is over. The people who wasted money, lived paycheck to paycheck, and made excuses, their year is done. 2026 is your year, but only if you make it your year. I built Amazon because I eliminated waste and focused on what mattered. You can do the same with your personal finances. This isn't about deprivation. This is about choosing your future over temporary comfort. Every dollar you don't waste in 2026 is a dollar working for you in 2036. Save this video, watch it on February 1st, 2026. When motivation fades, watch it on July 1st when you feel like quitting. Watch it on December 1st when you're celebrating your transformation. Write in the comments right now, in 2026, I'm eliminating habit #__. Choose one, just one to start. Then eliminate it this week. Wealth isn't built by people who do everything perfectly. Here's exactly what you do. Week 1, January 1st, Midori. 7. Track every expense for 7 days. Cancel 3 unused subscriptions. Delete gambling and shopping apps. Set up automatic investment of $5100. Week 2, January 8th, Midori. 14. Meal prep for the entire week. Make a list of all financed items. Create 48-hour rule reminder on your phone. Unfollow social media accounts that trigger spending. Week 3, January 15. 21. Review tracked expenses. Identify waste. Plan major expenses for the next 6 months. Say no to 2 social obligations. Increase automatic investment by $25. Week 4, January 22nd, Midori. 31. Calculate total savings from first 3 weeks. Set up monthly review calendar reminder. Write down your December 31st, 2026 goal. Commit to one friend who will hold you accountable. By January 31st, 2026, you will have saved approximately $3,500, $5,000 just in the first month. That's your proof. That's your momentum. 2025 is over. The people who wasted money, lived paycheck to paycheck, and made excuses, their year is done. 2026 is your year, but only if you make it your year. I built Amazon because I eliminated waste and focused on what mattered. You can do the same with your personal finances. This isn't about deprivation. This is about choosing your future over temporary comfort. Just one to start. then eliminate it this week. Wealth isn't built by people who do everything perfectly. It's built by people who start imperfectly, but start today. Your year, your choice, your financial freedom. Let's go.